Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this knife right here. This is the Ruike P831 SF. This is an interesting piece, in theory at least, and first off though, I do want to very much thank my buddies over at Indiana Knives. They are a very, very interesting company, a very small maker out of Bloomington there in the Indiana, and actually they donated this knife to me. Actually, a bunch of the Ruike guys here, just so long as I would agree to do a charity raffle afterwards to benefit ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, research Lou Gehrig's disease. And the answer to that is, of course, yes, because I get to check out some knives and get to do some good. That's just win-win. So thank you very much, Indiana Knives, for making this happen. Next thing, size comparison here. This is not a very large knife here. We can see if we put it up next to the Spyderco Delica. I mean, it's not tiny either, but you know what? Size-wise, it's quite reasonable. And then here we go against the Ontario Rat number 1 and Rat number 2. Sorry, guys. Trying to get myself organized. First review of the morning, you know. So here we go. Rat number 1, Rat number 2. Perfect. So you can see size-wise, in terms of sharpened blade length, we're actually not that far from the Rat 1, but in terms of overall size of the knife, we're actually closer to the Rat 2, which is kind of impressive, actually. I gotta give them credit there. Next thing, company here, Ruike, Rake. I think they pronounce it Rake. No one understands what you say if you say Rake, so I say Ruike. Sorry about that, guys. But this is a company that's actually owned by Phoenix, the same folks who make Phoenix flashlights, and they're made by San Renmu Knives, as you can see by some of the parts that they're using overall. They've actually done some really good work in the past, and so I was kind of interested to check out some of the rest of their lineup, and this is among the ones I asked to check out. And then finally, this is going to be a quick review, and there's no disassembly because it doesn't even merit that. So on the good side, let's talk about what's great and what's really not so great about this guy. On the good side, nice design, absolutely 100%. This is a beautiful knife. In fact, that was the reason I was super excited about this particular knife. Took one look at it, it's like, yes, oh God, yes, I want what this is, because it's not pocket packet. It's a good, I mean, at so many levels, and it's super thin. I mean, there is a lot to love about this guy. Very nice accents, very attractive. This is a knife that's got a lot going on. And it's also super carryable because look at the thickness of this guy. Not only is the blade stock, I won't say relatively thin, but compared to some, it's relatively thin. But like the thickness of the knife overall is Spyderco Delica territory. That's beautiful, and the fact that it carries nicely just made this something that I really wanted to have work out. Next thing, this has a very nice blade to it. You can see here that it is a 14C28N steel, which is a fine steel, at least so far as budget steels go. And it's got kind of a Warncliffe-y thing with enough point and a little bit of belly still. Pardon me, I really like this blade a lot, actually. I think this is a great blade. And when the knife is actually open, it works very nicely. That's absolutely great. Next thing, it is a $40 knife, and you know what, $40 is a great price point, especially with something that looks this damn good. This looks very attractive. It looks very highly designed. There's a lot to say about this guy, and for $40, that's excellent. But unfortunately, and you know, I could probably go on. I could find more details, talk about, you know, oh wow, look at all this. But the thing is, they killed the knife, so let's just talk about that. On the bad side, to start with, give us names, damn it. I'm so tired of P831 SF. No, Rake. Get with the program. Next thing, the clip on this guy is a little bit too tight. There's not a whole lot of ramp to it there. You know, not great, but that's not the end of any worlds. Next thing, and in fact, well, next thing is that when you're putting this guy into your pocket, what you've got here is this little corner up here. When you press this guy in, because sooner or later you're going to have to press this into your pocket, and it's going to be a problem because this clip is too damn tight. But when you press this in, what you're actually going to be pressing against are two relatively thin liners with relatively little chamfering up here, and so this is really uncomfortable to press down into your pocket. And that's not something I'm super in love with. And then finally, on the bad side here, this knife has a gigantic freaking Achilles heel. So you look at it and you're like, wow, great, thumb stud opener, wonderful. But the problem is you can't open the damn blade of this knife. And this is because of the interaction of 5 different things. To start with, this knife has a relatively strong detent. It's not, you know, terrible, but it is absolutely a thing. Next thing, if you have any pressure on the lock bar, which recall is half of the back of the knife. So as you're opening this guy, you cannot place any pressure onto any part of this lock bar here, or it strengthens that detent further. Then add on to that the fact that the thumb stud on this guy is actually very, very short. If we compare that to, for instance, the thumb stud on the Ontario Rat number 1, you can see here it is just minuscule. There's just very little height to it. And that means you have relatively little purchase, which is made even worse by the fact that the handle is very close to the thumb stud here. which means that you really can't get your finger up against it any more than, a little tiny bit here. And then to kind of tighten it all off, unfortunately, the thumb stud is basically it's quite nearly on the axis of the pivot, which means that pressing up, which is the only direction that this could work, really doesn't generally work so well. It doesn't give it that kind of lateral force that something like this absolutely does. And so as a result, although I can, and I'm going to try and get it done here because I need to get my finger off there. Okay, there I was able to get it to happen. But most of the time, as I carried this guy around, it failed. Like either my thumb would slip off because there's not enough thumb stud here, or even worse, sometimes it would partially disengage, but because I'm pressing down to grip it, my thumb would end up sort of against the edge of the blade. It was really, really bad. And so, unfortunately, that turns this knife into a really awkward two-hand open-only knife, where you can grab the spine of the knife and pull it out of there, but the thing is there's not enough real room to grab the spine of the knife, and it's not a great thing. And so, unfortunately, I'm no matter how much I like the rest of this knife, it's just dead. It's D-O freaking A. And unfortunately, as much as I'd like to think, oh, well, maybe there's just a quality issue here. Maybe this one's bad. I look online and some of the other reviews, they're all saying the same thing. You can't open the damn knife. Some people, oh, no, it's a gentleman's knife. You're supposed to open it with two hands. Then why'd you put a freaking thumb stud on it? Why not put a front flip up? Why not just give us an easy open notch? I don't know. But whatever it is, this Achilles heel here just completely kills this knife absolutely 100%. And to me, that's what's bad, is that the knife can't be freaking open most of the time. The back of the knife is a little too sharp as you push into the pocket, and the clip is just too damn tight. Final conclusion, look, Ruike cannot afford to do this right now, because they are a young brand. In order to win the trust and to build a brand, because that's kind of what a brand is about, is trust. If you've got a brand, it's like, okay, I trust that you're going to make something worth a damn. And then, after a while, you keep coming back to that brand because but the thing is, if you want to do that, you can't ship a product that has a gigantic, blatant freaking flaw. And unfortunately, especially after handling this load of knives by Ruike, of which 3 different knives kind of had these fundamental, like, you just didn't think this all the way through issues, I'm left feeling like somebody at Ruike feels like more products is a better thing. And that's not good, because a few bad products like this spoil the bunch. If you get somebody who orders one of these at great personal expense, and maybe from a place where they'd have to return or to pay a restocking fee, and they get this that can't be opened because it wasn't designed well, it's just like, I don't know that I'd want to do that. And honestly, I've lost respect for Ruike and Ruike. It's not Ruike somehow, it's Ruike, in this process. And, so at the early stage in a company's existence, they need a filter. They need somebody to, handle this guy and say, wait a second, no, this is bad. Let's not ship this. We can do better. Or else they become a dice roll brand. They become one of those brands where it's like, like your Chuz and your things like that, where it's like, yeah, I could buy this. Maybe it's going to be good. Maybe it's going to completely suck. Who knows? Roll the freaking dice. And after a while, there's no loyalty left anymore, and they're just, they're just a thing. So my feelings on this, and you're probably feeling the passion in my voice here, because it's like, this is a great knife. It is a great design. It is a great idea. Looking at this, there is so much to love about this, but it was just summarily executed by bad design choices. Like somebody at Ruike up here, seriously. And whoever did that should probably be canned, or at least make sure they know what's going on, because this could have been a gem. I looked at this and was like, yes, this is going to be great, because it has so much going for it, and then just poof, you're gone. And that's really, really sad. And so, unfortunately, what could have been a gem here is just junk. Bad, Ruike. Bad. Don't do this again, please. Seriously. Hold back. Filter. Take the time, iterate on the design until it's right, rather than just shipping the damn thing. So anyways, there you go. That's the final conclusion. Don't buy this freaking knife. Ruike, make this freaking knife better, because it's got so much going for it. Hope this has been interesting to you. Bye now.